y'all. Anyways, just driving here in Michigan, thought, if anybody's sitting at home, maybe they want to go for a drive with us. So I'm just sharing this. Today is game day, and this one's kind of confusing for me. It is and it's not. It's hard when you've got a kid that loves a different team, and your team, aka the Detroit Lions, is playing your kids' team. Now, that would be the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles, if they were playing today and the Lions weren't playing them, I'd be saying, go Birds. But they are. So that kind of confuses the situation, right? Because you want your kids' team to win, but how bad do you want that to happen? Well, what can I say? So anyways, but today we're saying, go Lions. My son can take care of his own stuff. Yeah, see? Yep, that's what I'm saying. And we are on I-75 in Michigan right now. I'm going to need that hat again. Anyways, so we're just cruising along and thought I would share the adventure for anybody sitting at home, feeling a little lonely, or just wants to get excited because it's Sunday fun day. Yeah, buddy. I absolutely adore the Detroit Lions, the whole experience, the NFL. Now, we all know there's some things negative about that. The ticket prices, for one. But, it is what it is right now. I can't stop myself from being involved. Supposed to get quite a bit cooler too. Cooler, aka if you're in Florida, we call that cold. But here in Michigan, it's a little cooler. Luckily though, the roads are dry. It's been an absolutely spectacular but weird fall. For a lot of it, we didn't even have fall colors, which usually are kind of a trademark in Michigan, but apparently the reason was, first of all, it was too warm, and secondly, it was too dry, which the meteorologists and arborists and all those folks said it caused the leaves, rather than to turn color, many of them just dropped off the trees in dryness. They didn't even get a chance. But we did have a few weeks of absolutely spectacular weather with a backdrop of beautiful leaves. It's beautiful. I love it. Anyway, what else can I tell you this morning? So, Lions game day, Sunday fun day, and tonight at 8:25, it's on. We get to play my son's team, like I told you, the Philadelphia Eagles, and that they are the defending Super Bowl champions, so of course it's a huge game. They're NFC, which makes it a huge game. We all know that we should have played them for the NFC championship last year, but we lost to the Commanders. But we didn't do that this year. We showed them how to do it last week. So, that's an interesting order when you think about it. That was playoff order last year. Commanders came into Detroit, and had we won the game, we would have gone directly into playing the Eagles for the NFC Championship. So this year, we beat the Commanders, and now we're playing the Eagles. So I don't know. I don't like to get cocky. I think that last year, one of the things I certainly did, and I think a lot of people did, is we took a lot of stuff for granted. And, that's not a good idea. Didn't work out that well. So this year I'm just kind of chilling and being grateful for everything we've had so far. I'm certainly grateful for Mr. Dan Campbell. And yes, of course, we all love the glasses. I don't know if it's all us people that wear glasses that go, oh man, see, it's not just us. Anyways, hey, if you're on this live, we'd love it if you could share it. Anybody sitting around wanting to do a Sunday drive with this morning, just BSing about the Lions and enjoying Sunday morning on I-75 in Michigan. We are currently, I believe this is Troy, Michigan. So we're in Troy, Michigan. And we're on our way to the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel, and we're going to head to Canada today. Sorry, I say all the time. You know, I try to do these, I'm trying to get better at just being natural with content, because there is just so much junk on here, isn't there? It's just absolutely like you're inundated with just total BS. You can be thinner, you can be fatter, your teeth can be whiter, you can be smarter, you can be dumber, you can be do all these things, and if you would just pay me money, then you can have all those things. It's just, honest to goodness, by the end of the day, it's like, shut the heck up. I don't want to hear anymore. And everyone seems to have some wonderful, perfect life on Facebook. Like, dude, I don't. I have a great life and many, many, many things that I'm blessed with and I get to be grateful for, but holy crap, it's not perfect like these people. Anyways, if you're out there and you're listening, you're not alone. I'm always fighting with my weight, and I'm fighting with, you know, too many freckles, too many wrinkles, this, that, the other BS that you got to worry about. So, you're not alone. That's the one thing I want to get out of all this streaming and everything else is authenticity and realism. And, you know, some days it's hard to get out of bed. You know, it's just sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time I'm falling asleep by, let's see, 7 p.m. in the winter especially. It's like, it's dark. Give me a blanket. Night-night. But we're having fun. And we're heading to downtown Detroit. Now, next week, I can bring you to the game with me. So we'll do Sunday morning live next week. Show up. And, I'll probably be driving myself. And I have now banned myself from recording when I'm driving because I had a complaint that it was akin to distracted driving, and you can debate that all day long. There's thousands of people doing it on TikTok and everywhere else, but in my gut, it just felt like, you know what, they could be right, and how horrible it would be if I caused an accident because I was messing around trying to get exactly the right view on my phone and I hurt someone. So I have outlawed that for myself. I can't speak for everybody else, and I did have a hands-free gadget, if you will, that was hanging from my mirror, so you could debate it, but I just figured in terms of safety, I'd err on the side of caution. So I can't do when I'm driving to the game next week, but I can definitely bring you with me when I'm walking. So I'll get down there, get parked, and then I will walk. And you can walk in downtown Detroit and come to the game with me. It's another restriction in life, you know. I can't film anything technically while they're playing. That's against NFL rules. However, I can share, you know, pregame and national anthem, halftime show, which I'm really excited because they've just announced that Eminem is going to produce the halftime shows and entertainment, I think, until 2027. And, you know, that's going to be exciting. Now, there's all kinds of stuff online that he's going to play at the halftime show at Thanksgiving Day. That is not the case necessarily. Now, he may, but that has not been announced. All that's been announced is that he's producing the shows until 2027. So fingers crossed, it would be great. He did play a Super Bowl in LA, I'm going to say 2 or 3 years ago now. But I've seen things online, this is more BS online, right? It's like, what did I see yesterday? I saw a few variations of who he's going to play with on Thanksgiving Day, and one of them was he and Reba, which would be totally cool, actually. I think that would be so much fun. So, we'll see. I would not be mad if he was playing. I'll tell you that for free. That would be so fun, because we're going to be at that game too. What else can I tell you? So, interestingly enough, you can see we're coming up here, and I was going to show me. I'm certainly not afraid of showing me if you see my channel. I just think it's kind of cool if somebody wants to go out for a Sunday drive with us, because I am riding today. I'm obviously not driving, but I'm talking about Eminem, and we are getting down to his famous 8 Mile in Detroit. And, shout out to Mayor Dugan and Governor Whitmer. And I don't care about your politics. It really doesn't matter, because what they've done along I-75 here in the Detroit area speaks more than any Democrat, Republican. I could care less. They've actually done what they said they were going to do. Gretchen Whitmer said she was going to fix the roads, and I am here to tell you, at least 75 to Detroit from the suburbs has been done. It's spectacular. Years ago, I would come into downtown Detroit. There weren't even lights on, let alone fixed roads. Literally at night, from about 7 Mile in, there were no street lights. It was dark. These people had to live with that. It was terrible. Now, well, you can see this is all new along here. Beautiful, clean, well lit. There's LED lighting all the way. So shout out to them. Mayor Dugan is now going to run for governor of the state of Michigan, and I am here to say I fully support him, not because of who he runs with, because, oh, by the way, this man of great integrity who has done so much for the city of Detroit, he's an independent. That makes me like him even more. Love it, love it, love it. So, anyways, we're excited about that. But thank you to both of them and all the people that work with them and all the community groups. I think that not-for-profit groups and community groups that support this city and all cities, you just can't say enough about volunteers. I've had the pleasure of volunteering at sporting events. We just did a big project supporting the Amherstburg Food and Fellowship Mission. We made a cookbook for them. Love it. Made some money for them. We got to be part of something that is much bigger than us and that we love. And we get to feed people. That's been one of the things I've always wanted to do. And I truth be told, I love eating. So, and breaking bread and celebrating together is something that goes beyond every typical barrier. You can't be mad at each other if you're sharing food and fellowship and fun. You just can't. You get hungry enough and you all get around a table and eat, and I'll tell you what, the politics can disappear, the religion can disappear, the divisiveness can disappear, and all of a sudden you're just human, and that's my goal. I don't know what to tell you in terms of why I'm doing what I'm doing, other than I want to be authentic. I want to be part of a world where people don't feel lonely, that all they're seeing is highlight reels from other people that have these great lives, and why don't I have that life? And oh, wait, this guy wants me to spend money, then I'll have that life. cut the crap, okay? That's all I gotta tell you. Cut the politics, cut the my religion's better than your religion, and let's carry on and just be human. That's the label I want, human. That's the label I want to give the people around me, human. It's a great equalizer, isn't it? Let's see. So did we pass 8 Mile? I think we did. So we've passed 8 Mile. So we are going on to the Davidson. You can see, there we are in Detroit. Now there are still parts of Detroit that need work, let's be honest. But, you know, I think a lot of it is typical to what they term the Rust Belt. You know, industry has changed a great deal over the years. Look at this huge, over here we've got a huge area of demolition. That was, I think, a warehouse they took down. I can't remember. But they continue to clean up things. It's, there are parts of Detroit where, due to the efforts of Mayor Dugan and others, it's pretty cool. They've gone from dilapidated houses and you know, condemned housing. Time has passed enough now that they've become green space. And again, those wonderful community groups, they're awesome. They have made such a difference in Detroit. God bless them and thank them. You know, people that when it was all falling apart and the government forgot them and the rest of the world forgot them, they were the people out there trying to help kids, trying to make a difference. No big thank yous, no big accolades, no big cheering, no highlight reel on Facebook. Just the men and women and young people that have donated their time to the city of Detroit. I applaud you and for all the years that nobody noticed, because you are making a comeback in this city and it's wonderful. And again, let me say, Sunday fun day with the Lions, right? How wonderful. We can't wait. I can't wait. And I mentioned earlier in this little broadcast that my dear son is a Eagles fan. And we're going to forgive him for that today, because the Eagles have given he and I some great memories, and I can't forget that. He and I were blessed enough to go to the 2017 Super Bowl and see the Eagles win the Super Bowl. It was spectacular. I read an article, a guy said, you know, Super Bowl's ridiculous, it costs too much money, which it does, and there's a bunch of drunk people, which there are, and it's crowded and it's hard to get to, which is true. But then at the end of the article, he said, but if your team goes, mortgage your house and go. Now, I'm not suggesting that, but I can tell you, it's that spectacular. You know, I had to spend some retirement money to go, so it's not like I'm, you know, flush with cash and no big deal, corporate account, we had to dig deep for that, but it was worth it. And, you know, it's funny, my husband was saying this morning that he knew he better forget about me worrying about money the day I came home from Super Bowl. And as I say, it was a big financial stretch for us. And I had to cash in retirement money, but I just felt like it was the thing to do. And I said to him before, you know, because it was stressful weeks. Where are we going to stay? Oh my God, it's so expensive. What are we going to, oh my God. Sorry, oh my gosh, I should be saying. But anyways, it was stressful, but it was spectacular. And my son's team won, and it was just amazing. But then I get home after all this stress, because, you know, you can't really pick till the conference final. Then you've only got 2 weeks to organize everything and get there. So we do all that. Oh my gosh, 2 weeks of where are the tickets, and the tickets didn't come in. And at that point, they were still doing paper tickets. So that got all messed up. Get home, and this whole 2 week period, I'm telling them, okay, but it's once in a lifetime. We got to do it. I got to do it. It's once in a lifetime. It's once in a lifetime. I get home and I get in the car, and he's thinking, oh, good, thank goodness we got through that. It's once in a lifetime. she's only ever going to do it once. And the first thing I said to him when he picked us up at the airport, because he didn't go, is, oh, we're doing that again. Well, of course we're doing that again, right? Of course we are. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying when we're doing it again, because I'm not putting any bad mojo anywhere. I'm just saying it's probably going to happen again. Yep. All right, so here we are, coming into downtown Detroit. That's the Renaissance Center. Now, the Renaissance Center is an icon in Detroit. You don't see the Detroit skyline in the last, I think, 40 years without seeing oh, look. Look it. That's where we'll be next week, guys. Ford Field. Oh, look. Hunting season. Yeah, buddy. Hunting birds today. All right. Casino. So anyways, the Renaissance Center. It was originally, I believe it was a Ford building. And then it became a GM building. And now GM has built a new headquarters. And nobody is really clear on what's going to happen with the Renaissance Center yet. But my understanding is at least a couple of those round towers are going to come down. So I'm going to sign off here in just a second, because we're going to head into the International Tunnel and head to Windsor. That's why I'm saying a couple of those towers right there in that building. This is downtown, Jefferson Avenue. And join me next week and we'll do pre-game for the Lions game. And you can see, for so many years there was nothing down here, and now it's so cool because you see cranes in so many locations building things, and Detroit is back and better than ever. Love it. And again, my personal thank you to the people that stuck with Detroit when it didn't seem like it had a chance, and all the volunteers and organizations that stuck with it and made a difference for so many people. They are the salt of the earth. They are the people that make a difference in this world, not the highlight reels on Facebook. Get out, volunteer, share, break bread with people, and forget the crap online. Just get the good stuff like this. Okay, that's Windsor over there, guys. Just going to show you. We're going to go by. That's Caesars Windsor, a casino. That's how close Canada is when you're in Detroit. Okay, got to sign off. I'm going into the tunnel. See you next Sunday. Before that, for sure. Check back, follow, all those good things. And I'll see you soon. Oh, I'm trying to sign off.